Okay, good evening. Tonight in our drawing class, we are going to revisit the human form. I had some requests this past week, which gave me a great direction for tonight. I have some fun exercises to share with you. If you've ever taken a figure drawing class or are about to, you will most likely start off, if you have a live model, you'll start off with what we call gesture drawings or gesture poses. Now, gesture drawings are quick sketches. They don't have detail. Their main purpose is to draw the line of motion and to show a sense of weight and balance. So essentially it is a stick figure, because most people say, oh yeah, I can only draw a stick figure. Well, you started to draw. We're going to elaborate on that stick figure idea when we do gesture drawing tonight and gesture poses. And I'm going to put up on the screen what I mean by a timed pose, because I have lots of different photos I'm going to put photos up on the screen, set a timer, and we are going to do a quick gesture drawing. But I'm going to show you now what that looks like, because just me talking about it doesn't make a lot of sense. So in a gesture drawing, this one, yes, you'll see the woman who has like a dance-like pose. Well, the whole line of movement is that arc of her body. And that's when your eye makes the connection with what you're looking at and makes the connection to your pencil and just makes the quick gesture of the arc. No detail, no limbs. That's the initial gesture stroke to get the angle or the turn of the body. So that takes us 3 seconds to look at it, to establish that she's got in an arced position, and we just make an arc. So let me stop that screen share and put up another one that will show you what I mean about timed poses. So what I'm showing you now in this screen is a 10-second pose, like the one on the left here, just gets down what this stick figure is doing. Basically, you have the line of the body. We usually start with a head. I find that that's the easiest thing for me to do, establish where the head is. And then if you get the movement of the torso, the body is swaying, or it's a little bit of a tilt. And then maybe the hips and the legs and the shoulders and the arms. So that is what you can do in 10 seconds. And then the one in the middle, you'll see a 30-second pose where you're starting to suggest the trunk of the body, the legs, the bulk, the musculature of it all. And then the figure on the right is the 2-minute pose. So where you really get a chance to go back and establish weight, like what leg is bearing the weight. Usually if a hip is cocked off to the side, that means that the leg under that hip is bearing the weight. You won't see any facial features in a gesture drawing. You won't see eyes, and you won't see appendages like fingers and toes. These are quick drawings to get the shape down, to establish the body in motion, and to draw the line of action. So you're just trying to get that line of action in there. So I want to call up, if you have your paper ready, and you can, I don't know what size you're working on. If you're working on a 9 by 12, you could even divide that into sections. You don't have to use the whole page to get the figure drawing down, because we're going to start off with 10 seconds. Usually, if you take a drawing class with the live model, you will start off with 10-minute poses, and the model will, go this way and that way in 10-minute chunks. And then you'll build up to 20 or 30 seconds and then a minute pose. So whether it's a 10-second pose or a minute pose, the first 10 seconds of your minute pose is going to be the 10 seconds you do for a 10-second pose. So even on a minute pose, that first 10 seconds are getting down the basic, stick figure bone structure, which way the arms are going or which way, the body's turning. So I have a bunch of things we can do tonight. And we'll start off. Let me go to, where is that file? Oh dear. That I didn't want to have to open them all up. Okay, this one. That's not the one I want. Oh, I'm having technical issues. Okay, let me try this again. This guy. Okay, so I'm going to set our timer for 10 minutes, and you can see how his body is in profile. 10 seconds. I didn't mean to say 10 minutes. His body's in profile. So this is kind of jumping around, but get your, I'm going to work with a big Sharpie here. And when I say go, we're going to do a 10-second pose of this guy. Set timer for 10 seconds.
10 seconds, starting now.
Okay, so I've got his head, and his head is kind of like looking down, and his body is kind of, the torso is kind of straight, but one leg's going up. That was 10 seconds? No. Stop. Okay, ignore that. Quick gesture drawing. You've got his shoulders, one arm's going back that way, and this arm is going that way. So see, it is a stick figure with no detail. That didn't seem like 10 seconds. You know what it is? I'm working really big. That's why. Because I'm trying to, let's do it like for 15 seconds. Let me put up another one. Okay. All these files were open and we're driving me crazy. Okay, come on, open file. Okay, let's see if I can get this guy. I want that golfer. I don't want the whole screen. I'm sorry, I'm having these issues. It worked so much better earlier when I had my dress rehearsal. Okay. This is driving me nuts here. Okay. So I want to open this one. Here we go. I want to share that one. Oh, I feel terrible about this. There, that's the one I want. Okay, this guy is like an exuberant pose. And we're going to set the timer for this one. Let's do 20 seconds. Set timer for 20 seconds. So again, I'm
20
starting.
seconds. Counting down.
I got a head. His torso is slightly leaning. One leg, got hips. One leg is going down this way. That way. And this arm is foreshortened in the back. Okay, time's up. So I hope you got, basically like that star pose down. I should work with a thicker marker so you can see what I'm doing. And I just put dashes for like the shoulders and the hip area. I don't get all carried away with trying to do something three-dimensional, by making circles and trying to establish joints. We don't have enough time to do that. Okay, I'm going to do a stop share right now. A new share. Okay. So let me go back to this one. Oh, okay, come on. Okay. Where'd she go? Here she is. Okay, so here now we have someone sitting. So that's a whole different kind of arrangement. So we're going to do a timed pose on this one. We'll do 20 seconds again. Set timer for 20 seconds.
20 seconds. Starting now.
Shoulders. Really comes down the legs. Okay, time's up. So here I didn't get a chance, I didn't have enough time to really get beyond a stick figure. Her head was disassociated with her neck because the hair comes down. And her torso comes in and her arms are kind of resting on her thighs. And if we go into, we are going to graduate our poses up to a little longer. And then, you can get some detail in there. But right now, we're just trying to get the overall gesture in there. So let me pull up another pose. No, I want a new share screen. This one. Okay. Here we have a dancer's pose where the angles of the body are all over the place. But I have to tell you, when I look at this photo of this dancer, what I really see is the shape between her arm and her leg, this kind of shape of the negative space that's going on there. So let's take our 20 seconds again, and you should be looking at the screen more than you're looking at your drawing. So bear that in mind. Set timer for 20 seconds.
20 seconds, counting down.
So. Okay. There's our 20 seconds. So I hope that you were able to capture that stretch, because like I said before, what I really noticed when I saw that picture was this space that was created between the arm and the leg. That's like almost like a diamond shape, where she's pulling her foot back. We're looking for the big shapes. So now let me pull up some more, and we'll keep going with these timed. Oh, isn't it? Okay, Bonnie is joining us. I'll just fill her in. Okay. Hello, Bonnie. We were just practicing some gesture drawings. Now, gesture drawings are quick sketches of bodies in motion, where our objective is to draw the line of action. So it is rather like a stick figure, in a glorified stick figure. Let me show you what we just did. I put up a photograph, and we're given 20 seconds to just delineate the shape of the body, whether it's a dancer stretching her leg, or we're going to try another one now. And these are quick sketches, no detail, no facial features, just trying to establish the line. Oh, come on. This one. This one. Here we go. Okay. No, that's not the one I wanted. This is impossible. Okay, here we go. You should be looking at a skateboarder. Okay, now here again, the arms and the legs, there is a total off balance, because the body is not exerting or putting weight. The body is suspended in air. So this time I'm going to give you 30 seconds, and we're going to get those features down: head, arm, body going off to the side, legs is, like lightning bolts, slashes. So set timer for 30 seconds.
30 seconds, starting now.
Okay, there's our 30 seconds. So we just are capturing these moments from a photograph, because obviously if this is a live drawing class, a model couldn't stay suspended up in the air in a jump like that for 30 seconds. So in drawing classes, usually the model will be seated and then cross the arms or stand up or change pose every 30 seconds. And you just keep that drawing, flip the page, do another, just do it. I don't want to say mindlessly, because you do want to be present in the moment, but you don't want to concentrate on getting one drawing like so perfect, or you're just trying to establish the line of movement. That's all that we want to do right now with these gesture drawings. So, okay. All right. There's got to be a way I can pull this up without having to go through this again. All right, here she is. Okay, so we have someone here who looks like she's dancing or in a happy moment. So we're going to take 30 minutes or 30 seconds to draw her as well. Set timer for 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Counting down.
Okay, there's our timer. Okay, now in this picture, you can see there's a tilt to the body. The hips are kind of skewed. The body's a little off balance. So it shouldn't look like a straight up and down stick figure. It should have that kind of tilt to it. Get my hair out of my face. Okay. So let me pull up another. Let's see. Oh, this is a fun one. I like this one. Okay, we will pull up. Okay, so this time we have another dancer. This is a very dramatic move. In fact, her body is in such shadow that it almost looks like a silhouette. Remember how they used to do like black construction paper silhouettes of a profile and then put them on a white background. Okay, this should be interesting because what I'm seeing is that almost upside down U, that I see the negative space or the upside down B that her body is bringing to this move. So we're going to do 30 seconds on this one again. Set timer for 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Starting now.
Okay, so let's see at this. Head, got an arm, we got a leg coming up this way, and we have an arm coming up here. And then to refine that. Okay, so that's our 30 seconds on that move. And again, it was just to establish the line of motion and just to give you an idea of what the form is doing. We're not looking for detail. We're not looking for facial features or anything like that. It's just to establish the line of action and to glorify or refine our stick figures. Okay, so I want to pull up some more because these are fun. I love doing these. Oh, I like this one. I had fun over the weekend researching these online and trying to find characters. People, okay, here we have this almost looks like an avatar, this female warrior, but she looks like an action figure. So I figured she would be good for an action pose. So I'm gonna flip the page. And we'll get our pencils ready. In my case, I'm using a jumbo marker. And we'll draw our warrior princess here. Let's do 45 seconds now, because she's got this thing, this pole, this stick, and she's got clothing. So we're going to go up to 45 seconds now. So maybe you can get a little bit more suggestion in there, maybe suggestion of the turn of her face, and which can be characterized by simply, if you have a head, by simply just putting a line. If her face is a little tilted to the left, just turning it and putting a line down the center, whether it's a 3/4 or whatever. And with no facial features, at least you can see with the center line where she's kind of looking off to the side. Okay, let's start our timer. Set timer for 45 seconds.
45 seconds, counting down.
Okay, there's our 45 seconds. So this was a little bit more of a complicated pose because her legs were going every which way. One arm is up, one arm's on her leg. She's carrying something. So that was in these longer poses. You should be able to get beyond just the stick figure. Put a little meat on their bones. Try and develop a little bit of musculature, a little volume to go over those stick figure arms and legs. How am I doing for time? Okay, good, because I want to do a couple more poses. And then there's one other thing I wanted to cover tonight. Where is that list? Not that one. Not that one. I can't find that list. Come on, it was right up there before. Here we go. Okay, so this. This guy here. Okay, this person I picked because this person is moving away from us. So very often when we draw figures, whether it's in a landscape, let me just flip this around so I can show you really quick what I mean about this. Sometimes we just want to add a figure to a drawing or a painting without showing a lot of detail because they might be in the background or whatever. Here's a little hint. I'm going to do this big. If your figure is coming towards you, the head is usually resting on a neck like that. And and then you've got your arms. But sometimes if we're seeing a figure recede into the distance, like walking away, we will not see the neck part. We'll often see, like a set of shoulders, but then the head, we might not see the complete circle, like the bottom part of the head and the neck, because it's walking away from us or appears to be walking away from us when we don't see like the neck part and we just see the back of the head. So that's just something to keep in mind if you're adding a little bit of a figure to a drawing and you just want to like sketch it in, just, you're filling it all in with dark. And if it's, pretend I'm painting, I'm filling this all in like this. And because we don't see a neck, it kind of gives you the feeling that they're walking or their back is to us. But when we see a neck, we usually, we'll see the front of the face as well. So that's just a little aside to our gesture drawing adventure here tonight. Okay, let me flip this over. Okay, so that's why I wanted to do this person who looks like he's doing a happy dance down the street here. So we're going to take 40 seconds on him also. So set timer for 40 seconds.
40 seconds, starting now.
Okay, there's our 40 seconds. I was able to get some of the musculature down on the legs, but I needed a couple more seconds to do the arms and the suggestion of a jacket. Okay. Oh, this is a good one too. Okay. So let me bring her up. Where did she just go? Right here. Okay, here we have another dancer. And we also have the element this time of that light blue dress is actually a shape also in this photograph. So we have to think about just not the body in motion, but because that dress is such a distinct shape that we have to take that into consideration as well. Also, the fact that she's on point, that is one straight leg all the way from the hip to the tippy toe. Usually where the foot hits the ground, we have a right angle. But this time we've got a straight line right down to the tip. It's almost a straight line from her fingertips to her toes. In fact, that might be my starting point. Let's give this 40 seconds. Set timer for 40 seconds.
40 seconds, counting down.
Okay, so I've got this. Okay, that's our 40 seconds. I needed a couple more just to try and get the suggestion of the arm shape. Okay. But we had that dress as a shape also that got in there. So now you get the idea of gesture drawings and how you can do that just like around the house. If you live with someone and they're just splayed out in front of the television, you can start sketching them. And a way to help you do proportions is you can use your pencil as a proportion tool. If you're sketching someone across the room and you say, you know, their arm is this way and their leg is this way, but the leg is behind the other leg, so it's kind of foreshortened. So if you measure, if you say, okay, the length from his shoulder to his elbow is this much on my pencil. From the tip of my pencil, I'm going to hold it up against it where I'm looking at his shoulder and bring my finger down to where I think his elbow is. That gives me a sense of proportion. I can mark that on my sheet. And then if you say, okay, that's the same proportion, the same distance as from his knee to his ankle, now you'll be able to use that same measurement to do the other parts of the body, because sometimes when we do figure drawing and we're sketching someone live, we might be unhappy with the results. And it's most often because we feel our proportions were wrong. One leg is longer than the other, or the arms were too long, or, you know, for whatever reason. When we self-critique, it's usually about proportions. So try and make connections when you're drawing someone. Even if you go to Starbucks or Barnes and Noble with a little sketch pad and sketch other people in the place, it's great practice. So always carry with you. I have my little art bag. It's no bigger than a makeup bag, and it has essentials in a little 3x5 notebook, online pages where I can sketch whenever I feel like I want to, or that I should practice. Sometimes it's annoying, you know, people come up to you saying, "What you doing?" and they're looking over your shoulder. I hate that. Anyway, there's one more exercise I do want to do tonight and honor someone's request when they said, can you please share with us how the step-by-step of drawing the face in profile? I did find a good step-by-step chart that I'm going to put up on the screen, and we're going to walk through together and draw together. And that will be our final exercise for the night. I know I've had you busy doing all this. Oh, come on now. I know I put it up there. We're not going through this again. All right. Let me try and find this. Oh, I put it up there. All right. I'm gonna have to email it to you because how did it get lost? How did it get lost on my screen here? I had everything up and ready for class. There's always like an epic fail going on in my live demos. I just can't get away with it. All right, that's not the one. Darn. Oh, wait, is this it? I think that's it. That's the one I want. And it's not launching. Okay, I'm going to have to. Where did I? Okay, now I don't see you at all. Now I just lost my whole screen with my class. This is embarrassing. Okay, here we are. Okay, great. You're going to have to watch me now. And I will send you the handout because this is what you're getting. This is what I wanted to get up on the screen and it wasn't coming up. I'm having tech issues. Okay, so let's draw the face in profile. You're going to start out with a light pencil. I'm going to use a thinner Sharpie, a light pencil circle. Just start off with a circle, just like that. I'm going to have to do it thick because I don't even think you can see that. Okay. Thick circle. Okay. On the right side, you're going to make a line that comes from the outer side of the circle, and it's just going to come down like this, just below the bottom of the circle like that. It's just a little below it. And now we're going to take in the middle of the circle, find the center line in the middle of your circle. So coming up a little bit from where that center line meets the bottom of the circle, coming up a little bit and coming down a little bit. This is going to establish our jawline. So we're going to drop this down a little bit here and swing it over. And now we've got like a chin affectation over here. So now we're going to bisect. I'm cutting it in two, the circle horizontally. So we're going to do the cross line through our circle like that in the middle of the circle. So right where that cross line is, down to almost the bottom of the circle, we're going to kind of sketch in like a letter C to create the ear, like a letter C. The ear is it's more like a clef than a C. The clef in music, I think, goes the other way, the bass clef. Okay, so that is affecting the ear. So now we've got the ear and the jawline. So where the bottom of the ear comes over, we're just going to draw a light line over there because we're going to cut this area from the bottom to the top of the ear. We're going to cut that area in half, just like that. Let's see that. We're cutting that area in half because where this center line comes out is going to be where the nose is. So we're going to come in like near the top of the ear is where we're going to have that indentation where the nose comes in. And then the nose will come out here where we created that center line from the top of the ear to the bottom of the ear. We're going to find that line in the middle. So at the top of the ear, we're going to come in and make the brow indentation and bring it out to be the nose. Okay. So now the mouth is going to be in the middle of the nose and like the bottom of the circle here. So the mouth will be like here and come in and then come back out again. So now we basically have kind of like the proportions or the formula of how you would get the rudiments of the head in profile. Where I think the head should be a little bit more egg-shaped. It seems like a very shallow back of the head where it would be more going or horizontal. And then maybe depending on the person's chin. And then the eyes are often just taking like a V and on its side like that and putting a little mark there just to suggest the eye. We're trying to make these lines longer. So, see, that's why we do it with a light pencil sketch first, so we can get most of our proportions down. and then go back and add details, like a hairline. And then you can fill it in. But that basically, she's got an awfully big chin. That's the way we do it in light pencil. Yeah, I think the head should be a little bit bigger there. Yeah, but I'm going to be sending this to you step by step. I thought it was up on my screen, but it wasn't. So that will be in your follow-up email. I will also include a couple more photographs for you to do some practice gesture drawing from. And I would encourage you to keep doing that during the week. If you don't have a roommate or someone you live with that you can draw, pull up images on the internet, or take pictures when you're at the grocery store, or just try and find people in situations. It's great practice to do these gesture drawings because you're not investing a lot of time and a lot of effort. What you just want to learn is the line of action and try to capture that in a quick sketch. You can work up to like 2-minute sketches, and then, you can even spend 20 minutes on it, an hour on it, and then you're really getting into detail. But every sketch, whether it's every drawing that could even evolve into a 2-hour drawing, the first 10 seconds of that should be your basic shape, getting the big shape down, and then going into more layers of detail and detail, whether it's in a drawing class or a painting class or a sculpture class. We always deal with the big shape first, and then we like peel away the skins of like an onion, and that's when we get down to the detail. We don't worry about the eyes in the beginning or the fingers in the beginning. We just want to get the big shape and then refine it layer by layer the more you work on it. Are there any questions? You can unmute yourself if you have questions. I'll be glad to answer them. Otherwise, you'll get the weekly update from me, and I have a couple handouts that I'll be linking, so you'll be able to have supplementary information on gesture drawing and figure drawing. And I thank you for your time tonight. And
Thank you. It was very nice class. Appreciate it.
good, thank you for coming.
All right.
I'll see you next week.
Next Monday. I'll see you.
Okay.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.